Hey everybody. I think it's been a couple of weeks. Yes, that's right, because I've been going live directly into my group, maybe. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm back for my regular weekly live videos, and today's topic is stop limiting yourself. But before I go into today's topic, two things. First of all, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, if you could drop me a comment on where you're watching it from, for example, Santa Monica in the USA, or maybe you're on a beach in Bermuda. I should be so lucky. Anyway, so yeah, drop me a comment, let me know where you're watching this from. Just a little bit about me for those of you who don't know me. I'm Jen Turnham, and I'm a mindset transformation coach, and I'm passionate about helping ladies who they feel like they're struggling to be themselves because they often feel like they are too much for some people, and that they need to dim their light, tone it down, or make themselves different in order to feel more comfortable with others. And I love helping ladies overcome this so that they can live authentic lives, comfortable and proud to be who they actually are. So our new catchphrase that we talk about in my group is out there and owning it. That's what we're striving for. And speaking of my group, I have a free Facebook group called Empowered Empathetic Extrovert. So you can find the link to the group in the post attached to this video, or you can just search hashtag Empowered Empathetic Extroverts. That's a bit of a mouthful. I also wanted to draw your attention to a free guide I created called Feel Fantastic in 3 Simple Steps. The link to download that is also in the post attached to this video. But back to today's topic. So stop limiting yourself. So here's a couple of examples. Have you ever found yourself saying things like, I'm too fat, I'm too old, I can't afford it, it's too late, what if it doesn't work, what if I fail, I'm too embarrassed. So all of those thoughts are basically you limiting you. And the reason that those thoughts are so limiting is because, as I've explained before, the human brain is lazy due to it being hardwired for survival, and also the fact that it requires a lot of energy to function. So what our brain does is it always chooses the path of least resistance, or the easy option. So if you give it any reason to not use extra energy, it won't. So if you say something, I'm too fat, I'm too old, your brain goes, yep, no worries, let's not do that then. And it won't actually provide you any energy to go about that particular thing that you were contemplating doing. So if that's the case, we know that we're limiting ourselves with our thought processes, and it's not working because basically it's giving our brain an excuse to just shut off and go, okay, I'll just stay here in my little comfort zone. So what can we do instead? First of all, what I'm going to suggest you do, I'm going to go through a simple 3-step process. First of all, I want you to name that negative Nelly character in your mind. So the one that pops up and always gives you the negative or reasons to not do something, or the self-critic that's in your mind. So think about that character and name it. For example, I might call mine Jaded Jen or Judgy Jen. And the reason we do that is to try and separate that person from ourselves. And then it's easier to, anyway, I won't go into those details. But basically, it's helpful to separate it in your own mind as being a separate sort of character. So mine would be Jaded Jen or Judgy Jen. And then when you hear Jaded Jen pop up and start to express her opinion, basically step 2 is don't listen or stop listening, And then step 3 is ask your positive, happy-go-lucky persona, and I want you to name that character as well. So I couldn't think up a good J word, so I'm going to call mine Jellybean Jen, jumping jelly bean. So step 1 is name your character, Jaded Jen. Step 2 is when Jaded Jen or Judgy Jen starts talking, stop listening. And then 3 is ask Jellybean Jen to step in with an alternative. So for example, if Judgy Jen pops up and says, oh, I can't afford it. So say you're contemplating a weekend away with 2 of your best girlfriends. Judgy Jen pops up and says, oh, I can't afford that. Stop listening and ask Jellybean Jen for an alternative. So you could say to Jellybean Jen, okay, well, how can I make this happen? What do I need to do? How much do I need to save in order to have this awesome weekend away with my girlfriends? So that's the simple 3-step process. I'm going to keep this really simple today. I'm going to try and make these videos less than 10 minutes every week, just so it's easier, bite-sized snippets that you can listen to on the run, and it doesn't actually take a lot of your time. So a couple of things before I finish. Don't forget to download your free guide, How to Feel Fantastic in 3 Simple Steps. And the other thing I like to ask people to do is whether you're watching, I don't think anyone's on live, but if you're watching the replay, it would be really helpful if you could leave me a comment, something along the lines of what's the one thing that you learnt from this video, or what was your biggest takeaway. That would be really helpful. Also, I'd like to invite you to join the group Empowered Empathetic Extroverts. And if you want to know the next step of this process, which is this week's challenge, then you'll need to join the group, because I'm going to post a separate video in the group with a challenge as to how we can implement this information into our lives and start using Jellybean Jen more than Judgy Jen. Thanks for listening this far, and I will see you same time, same place right here next week. Ciao for now.